spiritual teacher, an ordained minister, an organizational development consultant, and a university professor. So she's got a master's in human development, a degree in College of Pharmacy at the U of M. She completed the Center for Mind-Body Medicine's professional and advanced training program, and she's been faculty at the College of Pharmacy, for public policy at the U of M, faculty of integrated health and well-being coaching at the Earl Bakken Center for Spirituality. She's the course director at the Integrative Health Institute, University of California. She's got over 35 years experience inspiring and leading groups and individuals in realizing their potential. She's founder of the Center Within, LLC, and she's author of Living from the Center Within, Co-Creating Who You Are Becoming. And she has some books out there in the garden room if you're interested in purchasing them. And also in the garden room are flyers on other things that are happening at LHSC. So take a look at that as well. So with that, Michele Rae.
Thank you, Tina. Do you ever listen to somebody read something about yourself and you're like, wow, I've been on the planet a long time? Thank you. It's lovely to be here. Welcome, Catherine. Fun to see some brand new faces, some to see people that have been here before when I've been here. Thank you to Gary and his infinite daily devotion to this place. And Tina, I know you've said 20 plus years you've been teaching here. As Carol had several things she's got going on that were flashing, women's groups and bodywork meditation. So fun community. I also second the checking out other things. When Gary asked me if I wanted to speak, he always picks out a topic for the month, and this month is laughter as healing. And it's a powerful process. So there are a few of you with orange buttons on that were here for the laughter yoga this morning at 9. Every Sunday at 9 o'clock there's an experiential, and then at 10:30 a led conversation, which I'm honored to be today. So today we'll chat a bit. Let's see if I can make this work. Wait, it goes up. Maybe. Let me double check here. It's green. Maybe I just am not pushing the right button. Okay. He does whatever it takes. I appreciate that. So today we're going to talk about laughter and joy and expand it to the body. And this body is the way we experience being human. The joy, the sorrow, the frustration, all of it. And I don't know about you, but I have spent different phases of my life having different relationships with this body, not all of them in joy and harmony. I used to feel like I was lugging it around, and I really preferred the intuitive realms, the realms of connecting with that knowing that felt otherworldly. And over many decades, it's become much more of a recognition of the emotional body, the mental body, the physical body, the soul part of my body, the quantum part of my body, all coexist, right, in different dimensions, but at the same time, they're all me. And if it weren't for this physical body, I wouldn't be able to experience any of that. Like, this is our sacred vessel. This is how we know ourselves and the divine at every level. So we'll talk a little bit about some of the practices that you use to cultivate joy in your body, including laughter. I don't like to be the only one talking, so I'll just invite you, if you plan to not say anything, it's unlikely you'll be able to get away with that today, so just kind of get that mindset on. I'll ask some questions. We'll talk a little bit about practices of the body, and then I'm going to invite you to get into groups of 2 or 3 and share what you do, what works for you, and then come back and share as a larger community, because the wisdom is in all of us around any topic. But that's the one for today. So let's start. We started a bit with the introductions. Thank you, Tina, and saying hello. But let's take another couple of minutes here and let's find our breath. So wiggle around. If you're comfortable, have a soft gaze or close your eyes. And take a deep breath in. And with a deep breath in, we activate our rest and digest, our parasympathetic nervous system, and we invite all of our attention and awareness into this present moment. So on another breath in and out, with your awareness, I invite you to scan your body. Is there any place that's tight that could use a little extra breath, a little extra love to relax? Check out your forehead, your jaw, your tongue, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your back, your belly, pelvis and hips, your legs and feet. And now that your awareness is here in this present moment, see if you can call to mind a time of joy in your life. An experience that you've had, maybe recently. Last evening, my hubby and I were invited to a backyard a few blocks away from here, and a bonfire and some chili. There were 6 of us. And one of them actually printed some ghost stories, and we read them. I was laughing so hard at one point, I had to get up and use the bathroom. Feel what joy feels like in your body. Maybe around your heart space. Maybe it's with a pet, or a friend, or a good book, or a comedy on TV or a movie. Maybe joy walking in nature, on your yoga mat, laughing. See if you can feel what that sense of gratitude and joy feels like in your body. It's our communicator, our receiver, our transmitter, this sacred vessel. So feeling our connection to the earth and feeling the connection to our multidimensional self in joy and gratitude. When you're ready, we're invited to find your breath one more time. And with this deep breath in and out, wiggle around and stretch a bit as we settle in. How does that feel? Anyone want to offer? I'm hoping it, yes. Peaceful. Thank you. Hopefully a little like home, huh? That peaceful feeling. Great. Yeah. You can feel the body slowing down. Tina's got a mic. Partly the mic, we normally can hear each other in here, but as you may know, Gary's transmitting this through YouTube, and then it gets saved to their YouTube channel. So if you have any talks that you'd like to go back and listen to, it's fabulous. So thank you for speaking into the mic when you speak, so everybody can hear, physically in this space and beyond. Anyone else How does it feel to feel joy in your body? Yeah. So maybe I'll have you, Tina. Do you want to just speak it? Up to you. She declined that invitation.
Because I
That's good.
lost some of my hearing, so I can't hear
Okay.
that well.
It feels expansive.
Excellent. Thank you. I know one of my favorite sensations when I recognize it is that very grounded, very present, and very expansive. It's very cool. Somebody else had their hand up.
I was going to say the same thing. I have expansive too.
Oh, expansive. Great. Perfect. We got two more.
Present.
Present. All of our attention, mindfulness, the definition, all of our awareness in the present moment on purpose, right? With as little judgment as possible is the caveat on the mindfulness.
I want to dance.
I want to dance. She's got some leftover energy from the laughter yoga in here this morning. Great.
Rejuvenating.
Rejuvenating. Imagine that. I mean, we know about innate healing properties in our bodies, right? You get a cut, it heals itself. And to have this kind of time of experiencing joy, being in our body, it literally activates our immune system and our body's response to heal itself. Thank you for that teaching. All right, Gary, we're ready. I'll see you. Now let me try again. Oh, you did it. Was that me or you? Okay, thank you. So, the sacred multidimensional body. This is a David Gray painting. I need to be better about putting those on. So this body is a holy place, right? A sacred vessel, and it really deserves a reverence and care. And whether we remember or not, before we incarnated, we chose to be here. And I believe the heart of our purpose in life is to be radiant, like this picture, to radiate love, frequency, light, joy, beauty, lots of different languages in our English, but to be able to allow and invite other people to attune to us at that frequency, let alone ourselves live in that frequency. And I would be remiss to not have a PS, in this lifetime. We're also here to learn individually and collectively. Oops, wrong way. I'm getting there. So in addition to that, this particular time on Earth, lifetime if you're an incarnation believer, we especially chose to be here because this is a massive shift in humanity right now. This image is from my book, the one Tina was saying, Living from the Center Within, Co-Creating Who You Are Becoming. That's kind of full of tips on the mind-body connection, quantum science, ancient teachings, spiritual teachings, about how do we fulfill our full potential this lifetime, especially because there's such radical change happening. It's even more important to stay in joy, to know it's our birthright, that we are love incarnate, right? And yes, it's messy and lots of changes are in our midst. So step into your power even more during this time of transformation. So the book is out there if any of you are interested. I know Michael and I were sharing before we started. He bought it another time and was telling me he's enjoying it, so thank you for that. But it's a roadmap, really, for living in this era. All right. I'm having a little issue with, one more time, Gary, when you're ready. I put on a watch yesterday before I went to work. I still do a little tiny bit of work in the pharmacy, and I put it on around the time I was leaving, and it stopped. I don't know what's happening with the electronics. I'm just saying, the new moon. So when you're ready, Gary, if you flip it once for me. Oh, no. Yeah. Thank you. So this is just another way I want to kind of think about joy and how it radiates. In the beginning of our human development, we know ourselves as a body, this physical body, and at the end of this body, everything else exists. And as we mature in our human development, we recognize that we're interconnected in the field, right? We have intuition, we have synchronicity, something somebody else is thinking, we pick up on, we think of someone 3 times, we call them, right? And then we also have this capacity in and as and through ourselves to connect into source, into the infinite aspects of ourself that is the animator of all that is. And so when we have joy, it permeates every single part of our being, our multidimensional self. And in my experience, the more we know ourselves multidimensionally, the easier it is to not get sucked into the fear and propaganda and worry and what's out of our control, right? All the things. So we cultivate beyond just our physical body. And the physical body is the way we experience all of these things, all of these aspects and levels of consciousness. There we go. So, we're going to check in. This is exciting. It's working. Sometimes. Let me see if I can. There we go. Okay. Right of center. Next one. No. I'm just not quite sure why I can't quite get this. So I might just ask you, Gary, to one more. All right. So we have 3 slides we're going to look at about how you love your body, and then we're going to find a partner. So this is, again, thank you, Tina, in advance for being the mic lady. What are ways that you love your body that have to do with mindful movement? Yes, sir?
I get it through a yoga practice a couple times a week.
Yoga is a great one. There's a yoga teacher training happening downstairs as we speak.
Getting my exercise.
Yoga for sure. I'm a graduate of the program downstairs, and it was very good 10 years ago.
Thank you.
Also, I love to walk in nature. I live in Las Vegas right on a lake, and it's really beautiful. And
Nice.
I really embrace the trees. I touch the branches. We've got bunnies. I feed the turtles. I look at the ducks and birds, and it just feels wonderful.
Excellent. Being in nature, grounding, taking our shoes off. Absolutely. We can physically harmonize with and attune to nature and bring joy to our body. Anyone else? Okay. I'm optimistic here. There we go. So, one more back, Gary, for me. I think we're dancing here. One more. So we have yoga, we said, Tai Chi, Qigong, walking in nature, stretching, belly breathing, dancing. Okay? And so the next one is, how do you support yourself with body work, and who supports you? Any practices that you do for body work, or anyone that supports you physically? Yes, we have an answer over here.
Sometimes I support myself, just find point, and
Yes.
massage point.
Massage, self-massage,
Self-point.
acupressure.
And dancing, and if you find partner for dance, it's balance It's fun, it's joy. About movement, special rotation. When you dance in your rotation,
Yes.
a lot, it's same practice like East, rotation. Monkey was rotated like, It's
Like-
balance your body feels when you rotate.
When you rotate.
You can to feel it. Some people cannot rotate but it's very important. Any age you can to do it.
Yeah.
Start from 2, 3 and more.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's an ancient practice in the Sufi tradition. Remember, I don't know if any of you have seen those whirling dervishes. They're just beautiful. Yeah. Movement. Great. All right. Let's see if I go like this. Try one more. So here's some coaching, which is the work I do. Therapy itself, having a workout partner, chiropractic, acupuncture, aromatherapy, massage. We don't have to take care of this body just ourselves. There is support. And, as our friend was just one more, self-care rituals. We were just hearing a couple from our friend here. What else? We have self-acupressure points, massage, whirling. What other kinds of things do you do for yourself that take care of your body? Yes, sir. Yes, Tina's on her way. Thank you for...
Yoga Nidra.
Yoga Nidra. Do you want to offer just a little bit about what that is and how it's maybe a little different or specific for yoga?
I can try. Those of you that have practiced yoga in different ways and breath work, and it's not that. You don't move. You're I lay flat, like completely flat. Some people will choose to be seated, and you're performing a body scan. So typically starting with the crown or above, and then working your way down into very, very finite parts of your body. So let's say left nostril or right nostril or the tip of your nose, those types of things. That's been very helpful for me. And you can go on YouTube. There's 10-minute yoga nidra sessions, 20-minute, 30-minute, 40-minute, an hour, and they're great.
Great. Yoga Nidra is a beautiful practice that can be done alone, and I know some people who do it even online with an instructor. But to really think about the ways that you nourish yourself. Any other ideas? All right, let's see what list we got here. So mindful moisturizing and massage, as you had said, this whole idea of just taking good care of our body. I had an opportunity a couple weeks ago. I got to spend 2 weeks in Ecuador. And we went to a number of cool things. One of them, in the healing arts myself, so we went to spend a day with a shaman, a woman and a man, and did some diagnosing that involved rolling an egg and our urine and some water and reading and some spray and all kinds of cool things. But we did another day where we went to an indigenous museum, and they've made this tonic with botanicals in an oil, essential oil that I brought home. Put some on this morning. Self-compassion, learning to love yourself, be compassionate. Be as compassionate as you are with other people for yourself. And how do you practice that, right? Sacred space. When you look in your space, is it beautiful? Do you have a little something? Brought a little something from Ecuador that I might set around. Picture of someone you love. What's on your screensaver? When you get dressed in the morning, do you feel good? Right? Use your space, examine your space, and see if you love it. Gratitude journaling. Have any of you ever done any gratitude speaking, journaling? Yeah, a number of you. It's super powerful. It literally rewrites your brain. Neuroplasticity, neurogenesis, right? Just to what we focus on grows, to stop and notice. Having restorative sleep, obviously putting in your body, right? What you love. Think of that. That's why we bless our food. And thank you to all the people who brought this to our table. Oh, yes, that's right. I know that. All right. I don't know why I'm struggling to say. There we go. We'll go this way. There we go. So, as promised, please find one other person, and if you need to be in a group of 3, that's fine too, to just take a few minutes. 2 things. One level, what do you do to care for your body? How do you bring it joy? And the second is when you're in that zone, when your body is fully alive and not on drama or trauma or sleep deprived or over-caffeinated or, all the things that we might do that bring us a bit out of balance, how does that support you connecting with your soul, connecting with your intuition, noticing the subtle energies and messages that are always present, but if we're not attuned, we often miss. Okay, so share a couple stories, and those of you at home, feel free to take some time to write about this, and we'll take, 6 minutes or so, and I'll ring the singing bowl when it's time they have a minute to finish up. Great. Take another minute or so to wrap up. So we'll come back to the larger group. How was that? Good to connect. Don't we have the coolest people in the room and the coolest people at home? Great. So we'll talk a little bit more and we'll share a little bit more as we go. I want to fold in the laughter piece because it really is healing. It's an echo of our true nature when we laugh. It's a reflection of us, the joy, the lightness, right? The brilliance. It's a universal language, transcends every culture. It's a connector. So, to have more laughter in our life, seek it out. Take a little time. See what's funny. I don't know, I have a couple old go-to movies, right? Rom-coms that make me laugh. Sometimes I just need that. Surround yourself with joyful people. Nurture relationships that feed you, that are mutually beneficial. There it is. Practice laughter yoga. And as we were talking about with Yoga Nidra, if you haven't ever done laughter yoga, find it on YouTube. It's really delightful. It gets endorphins and oxytocins rolling in our body. Embrace playfulness. Playfulness is underrated in our society, right? Think about how you like to play a puzzle, laugh and walk in the woods, find humor. Don't be afraid to laugh at yourself, right? In a loving way. And sometimes it can be like, I love this about myself. And other times it can be like, oops, caught you on that thing I'm working on. All right. So joy is a connection to the divine. It's our birthright. Be sovereign in that. Don't give it up. It's a resistance to fear, self-condemnation, your inner critic, right? Things you can't control. Loving our body and laughter can be a direct experience of joy, connecting us to the higher vibration and our sense of oneness. I want to extend this beyond loving our body. If we don't love ourselves, I'm a firm believer from a variety of traditions and psychology, positive psychology, it's difficult to love anyone else or even anything else, even the planet, more than you love yourself. So practice this joy of loving your body, coming to peace with it. Yeah, we're always a work in progress, right? This isn't like perfection. Isn't the goal. Actually, my very favorite definition of God I've ever heard is perfection continually perfecting itself. Consider your own divinity, right? The love that flows through your heart purifies not only your own spirit, but the love you share with others. Isn't that great? Carolyn Meese, kind of back to that attunement. And one of my favorites is namaste. That's now common in our culture, in the yoga community especially. The light in me salutes the light in you. Because the same source animates all that is. And when we can feel that in our body, the choices we make being an incarnate of the divine might be different than an ego-only driven individual self-preservation scarcity model. So it flows in our relationships. Also, wait for it. It also flows through humanity, right? I believe that everyone counts. Every single human being that's born on the planet is a little seed. And unlike a sunflower seed that almost all the time, maybe all the time, grows into a sunflower, we don't know exactly what a human being's going to grow into, right? We have all of our Myers-Briggs and Strength Finders and Enneagrams to kind of tell us about all the various ways that we're unique. But our job as a society and community and humanity, I believe, is to have systems in our society, in our homes, in our churches, in our workplace, in our healthcare, that support the flourishing of every human being. And when we know it in ourselves and support our bodies that way, it radiates. So think about what you do every day and the impact it has on your relationships and on humanity. Because there's this radical acceptance for self, in our relationships, in humanity, and the planet, right? That's about appreciation and respect and inclusion. Everything counts. And having joy is the way home to this. In our body, loving our body. One too many. Almost. I do want to grab the planet. One back. There we go. So this loving our body in relationship, loving the body of humanity also counts in loving the earth, right? Breathing with mindfulness and contemplating our own body, we recognize how interconnected we are with the earth, right? We start with this individual, me against the world, and then we recognize I am the interconnected world. I see humanity evolving to a place where when we throw trash on the planet or we hurt the planet, it's going to feel in our bodies the same as if we bang our toe. I believe that this evolutionary shift is moving towards much more interconnectedness, where we will literally feel in our body much more telepathic, much more kinesthetically connected. Many of us already feel much more of that than we did 20 years ago. Children being born are much more sensitive. It doesn't even make sense why you would do harm the earth any more than you would harm your body intentionally. So when we move into that mindset and we bring this joy of the body to the planet, I don't know, maybe you volunteer, maybe you pick up garbage that floats your way when you're walking around the lake. But we are literally interconnected, and we realize in the model in my book of infinite, the same infinite life force that supports this body supports every living thing, including the earth. The namaste, right? The light in me salutes the light in you. So we have to learn to trust it. Trust our wisdom. Trust what's inside. Because we're at the center. This is the center of the cosmos. And as we continue to learn and embody more and more higher frequency love and light, we recognize that actually all of life lives within our own ability to be aware of it. Thoughts, questions, comments? Too heavy for a Sunday morning? I didn't know it was going to go that way. As you can tell, I use a lot of notes. Not exactly. Yes, sir. Tina's on her way, so the folks behind that are listening can hear you.
So maybe it's a cheater, but canines, dogs, they live in the moment. So then they're, how to phrase it, they're one with the world, that's their world. So you walk the dog, pay attention to the dogs, observe how that dog observes the world. When I'm in the moment with the dog, I'm in my own little world. So the dog relaxes me, it gets me exercising, physical, and various other positive things. So, and I pick up garbage, extra garbage on the dog walks.
Thank you. So our pets are a big part of it. They certainly are. We were talking last night around the fire, as I was sharing earlier. Well, our nephews have a dog and our friends have a cat, and they were talking about their ability to wake up or point to things happening in the house energetically that they can't pick up. And so in that present moment, they actually have sometimes a more highly developed sensitivity to subtle energies than we do. So we had a conversation about the house being haunted, it being a good neighbor that, you know, maybe a ghost that, an entity, an angel, but it was very fun. And I also have, in the last few months, I'm in touch with a couple groups of women where we talk about what we're noticing that's different, how our awareness is expanding. And we were 6 out of 6 in this small group of women that said we have had visitors from animals more, maybe it's just summer in, you know, the northern hemisphere, like hummingbirds that have come and stayed, or a hawk that keeps showing up, or a whole group of, we had a group of turkeys this morning, my hubby's here today, and they were like, I don't know, they looked like there were ones, we know there were some born in the early spring, and they were this big, and then the 2 mamas, and then there were 4 little ones again. They must have had another brood, but they're around, and so I, you know, and then the archetype of the sacred meaning, the Native American meanings of animals, right? Turkeys are abundance, and I felt super abundant this morning. Our goddaughter showed up so fabulous last night unannounced to see if she could use a shower because she'd had pickleball and now she was going out. It was super fun, and because I was talking this morning, being my goddaughter and all, I said, you should stay overnight, so she did, right? And so there's this interconnected, spontaneous loveliness that's happening in the turkeys this morning, and so I was feeling very abundant. You know, I mean, our animals can teach us. So when we're in this mindset of joy, we're looking for it. And I don't know, I can feel it in my body just talking about it. It's exciting. So thank you for sharing the gifts of our animals. One more, anyone else? Yes, we have another comment up here. Tina's working way harder than she maybe thought she would today. I appreciate you.
Well, I love our planet so much, and I have so much compassion for all beings that My life totally changed in 1988 after reading a book, Diet for New America, I think it was called at the time, Diet for New America, yeah, from John Robbins, and I became a total vegan. So I learned about factory farming, not just what it does to the animals, but what it's doing to our environment. All the chemicals and the rainforests that are cut down in Brazil and other places. And so it makes a huge difference, and I've struggled with it because my husband is not one. I moved back to Minnesota, and it was so scarce to find anybody that followed that, but I've gotten really strong again in this and developed a community first in Denver and now in Las Vegas, and it feels so right. I know I need to be doing this, so it helps me to stay on the path.
I appreciate that, and I'll invite, as we're hearing, her path is about the environment and farming that's not sustainable, or and eating a particular way and vegan as for her. But think about what you're passionate about that brings you, and then let it bring you joy. It can start as an irritation or a suffering. I mean, it can be something from a friend who had a child die of cancer and has spent a part of her life dedicated to educating that. I mean, there's so many ways we can take our prompting, I call it like an inner nudging, and better humanity, better ourselves, find our community. How do you want to have a positive influence and bring more joy? Can be, I know my daughter is on a dog rescue board in San Francisco. And she loves it. She's animal lovers. I mean, so it's like we all have our thing. My son and his family have 4 kids, and they all have allergies to certain foods, and they've been very active in a campaign around assisting families understanding that. So we can take these things that are disturbing, I can't remember if that was the word right, and say, okay, how do I show up? How do I take this in as information? Where's my passion around it? It doesn't have to be from a suffering or disturbing. It can simply be because I love hummingbirds, and I know we have a cabin up in northern Wisconsin, and they put out the hummingbird stuff, and it's just like, I don't know, I have an opportunity lately, once a year, to go down to Cabo, Mexico, where the humpback whales come and have their babies. It's been life-changing for me. I literally talk to them. My sweet hubby's like, Michelle, seen one whale, seen them all. I'm like, no, it was so different this time. So it's joy. It's available. It's right here. We don't have to go far. It's a way of being. Thank you for the example, and I hope it's okay. I broadened it just to touch everyone's, get the feeling of it. Great. So I'm thinking we're close to our time here. I'm going to turn it back over to Tina, and we will do a piece, and then we'll close in a circle in a few minutes.
Thank you, Michele Rae. Okay, so now is time for our offering. So while you're digging deep, I'd like to remind you that we are an independent organization not funded by anyone other than your donations. The ushers are going to bring around the basket, and also in there, if you don't have cash, there's a Venmo thing that you can scan. You know, we're into all this new technology. Or you can also go on our website and go to lakeharrietspiritualcommunity.org, and you can become a regular donor. Actually, that also helps sustain us on a regular basis. So think about that in addition to today as well. Okay.
I should have danced more. Left those things on the shelves at the store. I should have danced more. Spun around like a matador. I should have danced more. What on earth is this body for? I should have danced more. Given myself to this beat I adore. I should have laughed. I should have laughed. between the tears that fell on the floor. I should have flown, I should have flown, I should have danced more, I should have danced more. I should have loved more. Stop trying to even the score. I should have loved more. Shown you what was at the core. I should have loved more.
Okay, so we have this ritual of blessing the offering, all this green on this beautiful green day. If you would repeat after me, perfect love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Aho. Okay, let's circle up.
Thank you, ladies, for collecting. Thank you all for being with us today. We're going to end today with giving ourselves a little extra boost of joy and love. And we're going to do this by imagining something that brings us joy, or imagining around our heart space gratitude. And we're going to allow a simple flow of that out our left hand and in receiving from our right hand. So we'll take a breath together, one deep breath in and out. Very nice. And feel our connection to the earth. Grateful to be alive during this exciting time. Feeling the connection to our soul, our quantum self, source, our body, our physical body, mental body, emotional body. And feeling in our body that sense of joy, imagining, calling to mind someone or some circumstance that we're grateful for, we're joyful. Just allow that sensation of joy, celebrating our body in laughter and love, to flow out our left hand and into our right hand. Just literally gently attuning our body to the vibration of joy. We relax, we receive, feel the flow. We are the flow. And we invite the full integration and embodiment of this high frequency of joy and love today. Attuning our bodies at a cellular level, activating the divine essence that we know ourselves to be. And as we move about into the world, we recommit to ourselves the care of our body, this reverent sacred vessel, and our service to one another and to all who share and inhabit the planet with us. So when we're ready, we'll take one more deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. Ooh. hands to our heart and salute one another in closing with a namaste. Namaste. Thank you for sharing this beautiful space together. Yay!